Oder Valley National Park. It is a cross-border project along the River Oder at the German-Polish border, about 100 kilometers northeast of Berlin. The national park, green, was established 91 on the German side, and on the Polish side we have a landscape park which is expected to receive national park status in the near future. The area is a floodplain landscape that was diked approximately 100 years ago. And the water level has been regulated by a polder system largely up to the present day. We are basically working towards two main goals. First, we want to update our knowledge about small mammal communities, building on studies that were done about 30 years ago in the Lower Oder Valley. And second, and even more importantly, we want to use a new and deeper knowledge to develop recommendations for how to manage and protect mammals in the national park. The term small mammals refers to mammals that are relatively small compared to medium and large species. It is not a scientific category, but a common term. It usually includes terrestrial animals such as rodents, which means mice, rats, and voles, shrews and moles, and small carnivores like the least weasels. In ecology, they are sometimes also grouped as micromammals or small mammal fauna. Bats, of course, are also small mammals, but their lifestyle is aerial, not terrestrial, and do not belong to this group. Terrestrial small mammals such as rodents and insectivores make up to 44% of all mammal species worldwide. Rodents in particular are often also very abundant and reproduce quickly. So that means there are a lot of terrestrial small mammals in the ecosystems. Why study small mammals? Small mammals are very species rich and widespread. But because of their hidden and mostly nocturnal lifestyle, we still know little about their biology and habitat needs. And they are an important food source for many predators like carnivores and birds of prey. And rodents are mainly plant consumers. They shape plant communities, spread seeds, and also move minerals in the soil. Shrews, however, feed on invertebrates, including species that are harmful to crops. So all these functions we call ecosystem services. And to me, it seems that the small mammals are quite underestimated because they are really abundant in all our ecosystems. At the beginning of our study, we asked what data already exists. There are only 2 previous studies on terrestrial small mammals in this area conducted in 92, what you can see here on the slide, and 95, more than 30 years ago. So these legacy data can help us understand whether small mammal community has changed over time and possibly why. Is it easy to compare old and new data? Can the original study sites be located? Here is an example. On the left, you can see the original sketch of the study sites from 92. It's a drawing, it's analog. And on the right, our reconstruction of these field locations. So we use the description and the map to relocate the former sites. But an exact match was unfortunately not possible. These days, it is much easier, of course, because of GPS. Setting up a study site for small mammal trapping involves a lot of preparation. Measuring trap locations, placing markers, installing traps, burying buckets, constructing the drift fence, and much more. And often it is not easy as it is here, as the vegetation can be tall, can be dense, difficult to pass through. We use different types of live traps. In particular, we used both traps, the German trap, it's an American metal trap, which can be folded, and a Polish trap, Dzikanovka trap. Methods for handling captured animals also varied within the team. Some colleagues handle the animals by hand, so they just grab in the bag, get the animal out and look at it and start to measure. And with this method, you often need a second person just to make the notes and helping with measuring. While others use plexiglass tubes to safely constrain the animals. So you can see here the different tubes and different sizes, and depending on the animal size, you choose one of them, and then you transfer the animal in this kind of tube, and it is fixed, and you can just handle it, and you can also work alone in the field, because then you have one hand free to make notes or to measure. Camera traps were also set up to document larger wildlife, including predators such as raccoons, foxes, but also species like otters, beavers, birds, and other animals. And lab work is also involved, both for preparing traps and bait and for short-term observing and filming of captured mice. So the animals were, of course, after that procedure, released again at the capture locations. How do we collect data in the field? We use two methods, either digitally through an app, what you can see on the right-hand side in a screenshot, or manual using a data sheet. Information recorded on the data sheet is later transferred into the app, and the app then generates an Excel CSV file that contains all the information required for later analysis. So what data do we record for each animal to understand the population and community in a study area? We mainly note the species, the sex, the weight, the age, and the reproductive status, also parasites, and a few other details. With this information, we can describe each species population, for example, its abundance, sex ratio, age structure, and preferred habitat. From all species together, we can describe the small mammal community, its diversity, which species are present and which are most common. If the populations are healthy and stable and the community is balanced, this tells us that the area is for them a suitable and high quality habitat. But to fully understand the species occurrence, we also need to consider the factors that influence it. The food supply is crucial, such as invertebrates, plants, seeds, other resources. The habitat structure is also essential. What is the ground vegetation like? How dense is the undergrowth, and are there shelters and nest sites? Some species have special requirements like grass or sedge tussocks, tall grasses, or access to water. Predators, of course, play also a role, such as birds of prey or predatory mammals. Finally, external stressors can affect populations, including climate change, flooding, grazing, mowing, and invasive species. So these are a lot of factors the small mammals have to deal with, and we have to merge this information with our small mammal information. We have sampled 25 sites during the last years, most of them in the grassland area of the national park. The habitats in the grasslands are quite diverse. Some grasslands are near water, while others are more inland, and vegetation varies, as you can see as well. Some areas have tall or short grasses, and others are dominated by reeds or sedges. The forest areas are very different from each other as well. Some have undergrowth, and there are also small forest patches and islands. Here are 4 rodent species, for example, the bank vole and the striped mouse